Hi kids, I'm Miss Heather. Thank you for watching Kids Church with me. Our big picture question is, what is God like? Well, God is holy, good, and loving. And over the next few weeks, we're gonna explore this question. That seems easy, but guess what? It's not. God is endless, and our ability to understand that just is not. But my hope is that by the end of this time, you'll get to know God a lot more. Before we go on to our Bible story, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you were really thirsty? Oh, was it after playing a sports game? Did you run really, really fast? Was it after playing outside on a hot summer day? Well, being thirsty is just awful, right? And today we're gonna learn a story about a time when God's people were really thirsty. Do you think that they were nice when they asked God for what they needed? Let's find out.
The Israelites did not trust God to lead them into the promised land. So God made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years. God's people set up camp, but there was no water to drink. And the people complained and argued with Moses. "Why did you bring us here?" they asked. "We will die here, and so will our animals." The people wished that they had never left Egypt. The wilderness had no grain, no fruit, and no water. So Moses and Aaron went to the tabernacle to meet with God. God told Moses and Aaron to stand in front of all the people and speak to a rock. God said that water would come out of the rock. Then the people and the animals would have water to drink. So Moses called all the people together and he stood in front of that rock. But instead of talking to the rock, he told the group, "Listen up. Do we have to bring water out of this rock for you?" And then Moses hit the rock twice with his staff, and water poured out, and the people and the animals drank. But God was angry that Moses and Aaron did not obey his instructions. They did not honor him as holy by trusting in his power. So God said that Moses and Aaron would not lead the Israelites into the promised land. Instead, God would give his people a new leader. Moses disobeyed God and did not enter the promised land. We have all disobeyed God by sinning, but God gave us his son, Jesus. Jesus always obeyed God, and when we trust in him, Jesus brings us into God's kingdom forever.
Hi there, I'm Pastor Kevin. It's time for questions from kids. Joel from Aurora, Illinois asks,
why was it a big deal that Moses hit the rock? It seems unfair for God to not let him go into the promised land.
Oh, that's a hard question to answer there. But in short, it was right for God not to allow Moses to enter the promised land. And he hit the rock because he was angry. You see, the Lord tells us don't sin in our anger. And so Moses found himself in the midst of a sinful and evil heart, not only towards the people that he was dealing with, but also towards God. You see, God had given really clear instructions to hit the rock once. But Moses, in his anger, oftentimes like we are when we're angry, we do things that we should not do. And so the consequence of his sin was that he would never enter the promised land. You see, our parents often give us rules, they give us regulations, they give us ways to follow and to be obedient. And when we don't follow what our parents and teachers and others say, there's often consequences for our sins. You see, not only do little kids experience consequences, but adults likewise experience consequences, especially consequences from the Lord when he has told us really, really clear in the Bible what we should and what we should not do. You see, disobedience always leads to consequences. God will always give us consequences when we break his holy and righteous law. You see, God takes our disobedience really seriously because he wants us to be holy and he wants us to be righteous. He wants us to stand before him with pure and clean and sincere hearts. So, do you take all sin seriously? Why or why not?
Let's use this bowl of cereal to show you the spread of Christianity around the world. Green represents Christianity, and red represents where the gospel has never been. Since the resurrection of Jesus, the gospel has spread across the world. But there are still many people who have never heard the gospel. Close to 1/3 of the world has still never heard. Another term used to describe this is unreached. This map shows the locations of people most in need of access to the gospel. And this map illustrates the progress of engaging unreached peoples. Rejoice in how the gospel is spreading among unreached people groups, and pray for those who still remain unreached with the gospel.
Thanks for watching Kids Church today. Have an awesome week, kids. Bye.